Espinosa, yeah, he won. He's been active, but he hasn't fought the competition that I've fought, and neither has Shushu. Shushu fought for a vacant world title, which I can't knock because I won a world title as well, a vacant world title. But at the end of the day, I'm a two division world champion, the only two division champion in this division right now.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna push back a little bit, Angelo, because you said that you said particularly Rafael Espinoza hasn't fought the competition you fought. So people may hear that and say, well, Angelo, he beat Robeisy Ramirez, who was a two-time gold medalist. You didn't beat nobody as good as Robeisy. What would you say to that?
Uh, Robesi, yeah, that may be true. Robesi was a world champion as well, but you can't take nothing from Tomoki Kameda, Stephen Fulton, all that. I got the experience under my belt.
Okay, and also in the Bernardo Lopez, you were a 4-1 underdog in that fight. I know
Mhm.
Bernardo and Robeisy at one point in time were looked at to be the best two featherweights in the world before all you guys started beating them for their belts. You believe that Bernardo is a higher quality one than Robeisy Ramirez?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. I think he has more defenses and more defenses in in like emphatic fashion, I guess you could say,
Yeah,
where he knocked out most of his defenses.
Josh Warrington, Mick Conlon, them guys. He had to go on the road.
Right. The Japanese fighter, he stopped him.
Rhea Abbey.
Yeah,
Yep.
Abby, yeah.
Okay.
So I
Stop.
thought, so
Good.
yeah, I think arguably he was the best featherweight in the division at the time I beat him.
Okay. Stylistically, do you feel like I know you never fought Robeisy, but do you feel like Venado was a tougher guy to beat stylistically in the ring than a guy like Robeisy?
I believe so. Yeah, I believe so. I think Vinalo's style's awkward, different with power, because he does got some power in his punch, but Robesi is a decorated amateur, decorated Olympian, but I think just he's lacking some qualities.
Okay, okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Angelo, you seem like a little bit more on edge in this interview. I feel like you kind of have this aura of you're pissed off for greatness. Like you really because when I look at the
Mhm.
featherweight division, I look at Espinoza, right? He's got the big promotion
Mhm.
with the top rank in the Mexican fan base. Ball with Frank Warren in the UK. Shushu's
Yeah.
now on the scene because he just knocked out a guy at the Garden and he has Ring Magazine behind him. And you're kind of more the quiet guy. You don't really
Yeah.
talk a whole lot, and maybe in this day and
Mhm.
age, that might get you overlooked. Is my assessment fair on that?
I say so. I say so because I'm seeing the comments and all that. I see what the people are saying, and it doesn't get to me because at the end of the day, I know the fighter that I am. But it just feels me like it did, like it did it the first time against Vinalo, and I think I have to go back and remind people once again what kind of fighter I am, and they're gonna see. They're gonna see. I'm gonna make everyone eat their words when it comes down to it.
Hmm. A lot of people, apart from the Venado fight, may have not have seen your career because you've been a guy, Angelo. I got it in front of me. You fought in
Mhm.
8 states in 2 countries, right? You fought in Las
Mhm.
Vegas, California, Georgia, Connecticut, Texas, Florida, Japan, and Mexico. You fought any and everywhere, damn near. And with that, what I've noticed is that over the years, like you've had people invest in you to a point, with maybe other promotions who did a great job, Pro Boxers done a
Yeah.
great job, but not necessarily as like the star, so to speak, right? I
Mhm.
feel I'm speaking I'm from what I'm seeing, right? Because even when you
Yeah.
fought Kameda, that fight was at 3 in the morning here in the States.
Yeah.
Pro Box couldn't put it on their YouTube channel because they didn't have the rights for it. So a lot of couldn't even really watch you fight for
Mhm.
your defend your title in Japan, even without jumping through hoops. So what I'm saying is, Angelo, um, what kind of fighter are you? A lot of people may have missed most of your career just because maybe you don't
Mhm.
talk so much. What kind of fighter are you?
I'm a elite fighter. I'm an elite fighter. I got all the goods. I'll beat anyone in the division. I'll give anyone problems, and I got heart, and I got a lot of heart. I'm intelligent in there. I'm a complete fighter, and 2026 and 2027, it's gonna be my two breakout years, and I'm gonna crack that pound for pound list.
Ooh, Pound for pound.
Yeah,
Which fighter in the division you feel get you to that pound for pound?
I think either just winning another world title. I think winning
Any
another
of
world
them.
title. Yeah, any beating Shushu or beating Espinosa will put me there.
Okay, fair enough. And I hope this year the division can finally start unifying because the featherweight division, not just recently, but over this whole millennium, hasn't had a whole lot of unification fights. I mean, you have to go all the way back to I think Orlando Salido and I think Gamboa all the way back then for the last unification, and then before that was Marquez and Derek Gainer. So I think the next unification fight will only be the third unification fight for the featherweights of the new millennium. Fun fact.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah. It's this is what I'm here for, because everyone is talking who's the best fighter in the division, and I think a unification would solidify who's the best fighter.
Okay, okay. Well, Angelo, getting specifically to you, right? Because when
Yeah.
I go live, everyone knows, we're pretty close. Everyone associates us together, and they keep asking me, BT, what's Angelo doing? When's his next fight? When's this? When's that? Now it's been interesting to follow from the in the news, right? Because initially there was a deal for Lorato Diamante for a voluntary. Then we heard things about Rai Salim. Then there's now talks about Espinoza unification fight. So Angelo, as much as you can, like inform your fans, like
Yeah.
what's next for you?
So basically, we're in the process of getting that all situated. I'm thinking either in March. We'll be back in the ring in March, but yeah, we had Lorato at first, then we had Rais Salim, but those seem to fall through. So we're just in the talks right now. In the talks of getting that next fight, but I should be fighting here pretty soon in the springtime.
Okay, okay. As far as like what I've noticed too, Angelo, is like all these guys, like Espinoza has gotten voluntaries,
Mhm.
Nick Ball's gotten voluntaries.
Mhm.
Shushu hasn't had a defense yet, so we'll see what happens. But like, have you ever had a voluntary? Because I don't think you've ever had a
I
voluntary
haven't had a
fight.
voluntary. I haven't had a voluntary. It's just straight to the mandatory. It's been a hard road, my whole career. So It's nothing new to me. I've had tough fights my whole career. I haven't had any like easy handouts or anything like that. Not that a voluntary is 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 gonna be easy, but it's still someone that I get to choose.
Yeah, like for the most part, champions normally get a chance to build themselves because voluntaries are supposed to be so that champions can build themselves. Find their hometown, build their value. I just mentioned all those places you fought in. You're from New Mexico and you lived in
Mhm.
Vegas for almost 10 years. You haven't
Yeah.
fought in Vegas in a while, and you fought in New Mexico against Venado, but you haven't gone back there since. So, has that been frustrating? Maybe not getting the opportunity to build your value in your home bases.
Yeah, I think so. I think fighting in Albuquerque is imperative, to marketing myself out there in my hometown. Uh, Also in Vegas because I have a big fan base out here in Vegas, and I would love to fight out here in Vegas. It's always been a dream of mine to fight Mandalay Bay, MGM Grand. I think a fight there against Espinosa, a fight there with Bruce Carrington would go crazy.
Yeah, I will. I mean, Bruce Carrington is great. I love that fight, but I really want the Espinoza fight because he seems to be the guy that the majority of boxing fans feel is the danger man of the division, the number one guy in the division. So if you beat him, especially because he's 6'1", he's it's hard to prepare for that. That puts you that will get you to where you want to go to, which is the pound for pound list.
Yeah, exactly. I think that fight would do numbers for sure. Him being a Mexican, me being a Mexican American, we both got fan friendly styles, but I could also, end the fight with one punch. So that tells a lot.
Yeah, yeah. You've had a couple one punch knockouts. You had what Venado, obviously, Mike
Mhm.
Plania, Caesar Rocky Juarez back in the day.
Mhm.
What was the other one? The Filipino guy too. I forgot his name right now.
Uh,
Was it Mark John Yap? Was it or
no, it was
Kavanagh?
Glenn Porras.
Glenn Porras. There you go, Glenn
Yeah,
Porras. You've got a lot of Filipinos. I get them all mixed up.
yeah, I did.
But you know, you mentioned